I was 8 years old when I first saw him. It was winter, and my bedroom faced the backyard. We lived in a quiet neighborhood, the kind where nothing ever happened. My parents had gone to bed early, and I was up late reading under the covers with a flashlight. I remember hearing a soft crunching sound, like footsteps on snow. I peeked out the window, expecting maybe a stray cat or a neighbor. But instead, I saw a man standing at the edge of our yard. He was tall, wearing a long coat, and just staring. Not moving, not blinking, just staring directly at my window. Froze. I didn't know what to do. I turned off my flashlight and ducked under the covers, heart pounding. After a few minutes, I peeked again. He was gone. The next night, same time, same place, he was back. This time closer. Maybe halfway across the yard. Again, just standing there. I told my parents. My dad checked the yard, found nothing. No footprints. No signs of anyone. He said I was imagining things. But it kept happening. Every night he got closer. Until one night he was right outside my window. I could see his face now. Pale, expressionless, eyes too wide. He raised his hand slowly and tapped the glass. Just once. I screamed. My parents rushed in. But when they looked, he was gone again. We moved a few months later. I never saw him again. But sometimes when I'm alone at night, I still hear that single tap on the glass. When I was 10, my family moved into an old house in upstate New York. It had creaky floors, drafty windows, and an attic that smelled like dust and forgotten things. One day I was exploring up there and found a wooden chest tucked behind some boxes. Inside was a porcelain doll, cracked face, faded dress, and glass eyes that seemed too lifelike. I showed it to my mom, and she said it probably belonged to the previous owners. I asked if I could keep it. She said sure. That night, I placed the doll on a shelf in my room. I woke up around 3 a.m. to a soft thud. The doll had fallen off the shelf. Put it back. The next night, same thing. But this time it was across the room, lying face down. I started having nightmares about a little girl crying in the attic, calling for her doll. I'd wake up drenched in sweat, and the doll would be somewhere new. Once it was sitting on my desk facing me. I told my parents. They didn't believe me. Said I was sleepwalking. One night I heard footsteps above me, in the attic. Slow, deliberate. I grabbed a flashlight and went up. The attic was empty. Except for the chest. It was open again. Inside, the doll was gone. I ran back to my room. It was sitting on my bed. We got rid of it the next day. My dad threw it in the trash. But that night I heard crying again. Soft, muffled, coming from the attic. We moved out a year later. I never saw the doll again. But I still dream of that little girl, calling for something that was taken from her. This happened when I was around 9. My grandparents had a farmhouse in rural Pennsylvania. We visited every summer. The house was old, with a basement that always creeped me out. There was a door down there, wooden, painted black with a rusty lock. My grandpa said it led to an old coal chute and that it hadn't been opened in decades. One afternoon I was playing hide and seek with my cousins. I decided to hide in the basement. It was dim and cold, and I crouched behind some shelves. That's when I heard it, scratching, coming from the black door. I thought maybe it was a raccoon or something. But then I heard whispering. Low, raspy, like someone trying to speak through the cracks. I ran upstairs, terrified. Told my grandma. She said it was probably the wind. The next day I went down again. The door was slightly open. I didn't touch it. I just stared. Inside was pitch black. But I swear I saw something move, just a flicker, like a shadow pulling back. That night I had a dream. I was in the basement, and the door was wide open. A figure stood inside, tall, thin, with no face. It whispered my name. I woke up screaming. My grandpa finally nailed the door shut. Said it was better that way. Years later, after they passed, the house was sold. I heard the new owners had it renovated. But they found something behind that door, bones. Small ones, like they belonged to a child. No one knows how they got there. And I don't want to know. Which story scared you the most? Comment below and subscribe for more true horror stories.